What's up, crypto fam? Big Rob here. I'm joined with Matt. We are covering another episode of our Play to Earn Web3 and NFT spotlight in the gaming sector. Matt, excited today, brother?
Absolutely. Welcome. Thank you again for bringing me on the show, Rob. Big Time is an amazing game. I played it with my friends. A ton of fun. We're going to go over it real quick. Big Time Studios is the creator of this game. Ari Malish is the CEO, and he comes from Decentraland. So he has a great background behind the game. The developers come from Call of Duty. They come from Overwatch. There's a few from EA. So they got a great talented team behind them creating this game.
Got the founder of Decentraland. You have creators from Call of Duty, from Overwatch, AAA franchise developers, and marriage that with a founder that started Decentraland. We know how wildly successful that metaverse project has been. So I didn't get access pass to play it. So why don't we talk a little bit about the access pass, why I wasn't allowed to play it and you were. So
yeah, they're a lot farther than most games that I played, but their access was in NFT form. You had to buy a gold access pass back in April of this year. It was quite pricey, about $4,500 if you wanted access, and that gave you the first month, April up until the next month, and then you could get a silver pass. Yeah, $4,500, and the silver pass was about $1,300.
These are already closed for the sales of those, right?
No, I believe you could still pick those up on OpenSea. I might be wrong, but I believe you could pick them up on OpenSea.
And they're in the form of NFTs, so you can probably resell them, huh?
Yeah, for sure. The thing about access at this current stage in development, though, it is on Ruby passes. Now, Ruby passes are only obtainable if you go on to streamers' profiles that are doing giveaways. There's a lot. That's how I got access. And then I did a stream myself to give away access. I was trying to get an extra pass for Rob here so he could actually try it, but to no avail. I'm going to go ahead and show you the trailer for Big Time.
Man, that thing looked dope, man. I've gotten so accustomed to seeing these play to earn games that are pretty lackluster on the graphics, and it's always this like top-down Farmville view, cartoony looking graphics. This right here reminds me of Zelda feel. I was talking to you when we were putting this show together before. I'm like, you know what it reminds me of is Destiny. And I know, you played it, might not feel the same, but visually and kind of the concept, when I got into Destiny, it kind of had this Halo kind of look to it. Also, you had all these like dungeons and playable environments. So
I want to get back into some of the game art here. And then I'm going to show you a little gameplay trailer that I put together with some of my friends for you. So you can see kind of how the game plays, boss fights, the way the dungeon works, things like that, and we'll go over that. But first, let me show you these. Now, right here, you're going to have character classes. We have the Time Warden on the left there, or Time Warrior, my apologies. That's actually the class that I was playing during this test. This is an incredibly fun class, a lot of strong AoE skills, tons of fun. Then you have your Chronomancer, which is your mage, Shadowblade, which is your dual-wield rogue, and then a Quantum Fixer, which is your healer. Super, super important. This plays kind of like World of Warcraft. You're going to need need later on, once the dungeons get harder, you're going to need that healer. You're going to need the warrior doing tanking and stuff like that. Tons of utility. Over here in this next slide, this is some of the bosses, but some of the regular mobs you're going to fight as well. The artwork for them. This is just a few of them. Really, really cool detailed work on these guys here. They're fun to fight against. This guy here is incredibly fun. He's actually a boss. A lot of cool artwork. Let me get into this gameplay trailer for you. Every character that you get, you're going to be able to change through classes pretty easily. If you can see in the inventory, I have those round circles on the top right. Those are pocket watches. Pocket watches are how you level up your classes. If you want to be a time warrior, you need a time warrior pocket watch. If you'd like to be a quantum fixer, you'll need a quantum fixer pocket watch. There's starter pocket watches right in this town here. They're all going to come with a starter set of gear. So you're going to get weapons, armor, all of that to equip. As you can see right here, you can just switch right between them, changes all your gears. Very, very simple and easy. They did a great job with this class system here. This is a little later on in the game. I'm geared here as a time warrior.
Question. So you're not stuck in one class, right?
No, not at all.
Unlike other games where you pick a mage and you're a mage for the rest of the game until you start a new one, here, essentially, you just change their pocket watch and then boom, new class, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But then you start from level 0 with a new pocket watch?
That is true. Yeah. If you do switch pocket watches, you're going to start at whatever that pocket watch's level is. Essentially, it's most likely going to be 0 if you just got it. But there's going to be different rarities you have.
Can you get like one that's already leveled up?
No. Okay. No, yeah, because they're going to come with skill points. Every level gets your skill points in there. So it won't come like that, but you can find different rarities. What I'm using now, I think, is a common rarity pocket watch. Once I get to, let's say, level 24, and I found a legendary tier 3 pocket watch, then you could switch to that one, and it'll have better stats, but you're going to be at level 0 again, and you're going to have to level that one up to the next rank. So it is very grindy. It's a fun game. This here is a dungeon here. One of the starting dungeons that I did with my friends, you could see everything's about level 1. A lot of different warrior skills, mage skills. The skill tree is super intricate. Different ways you can build your character. You could even put stats in magic if you're using a warrior. It's very diverse.
Check this out. Dreas, phase clamp.
That right there is my friend. As you can see, we're having a lot of fun. He just screamed FaZe Clan and did a 360 no scope, so you can do that in this game also.
I like the graphics look of it, man. I know I said that earlier, but I mean, it has AAA style graphics written all over it. I'm a big fan of these open world games. You were saying that to me earlier, these NFTs are just cosmetic, right?
Yeah, there's no play to win aspect to this game at all. Kind of want to emphasize that actually, because when you think of a lot of blockchain games, most of them make you buy NFTs right away before the game's even out. And a lot of people have a lot of issues with that because then they're just holding on to this expensive NFT for however long until this game comes out. This here is not pay to win at all. All of these NFTs are all cosmetic. They're all just to make your character look cooler, look better. There's weapons, armor, swords, everything. Like it's really cool. And that way you're not having the people with a ton of money controlling the whole game.
I understand that you can also buy and sell land, or is that what's the land like? Is it metaversey, or is it just like your own NFT space that isn't on a global map?
It's slightly metaversey. It's kind of like your own personal metaverse, like a pocket metaverse in a sense. If everyone's going to get their own a little later on in the game just for playing and getting to a certain stage. You're going to have your own personal space. But then if you wanted to extend that space, if you wanted to add more to it, they have land NFTs that are called Space. Lots of different rarities all the way up to exotic, I believe, is their highest rarity. And with that space, that's going to be the only way you can earn the time token that they will eventually have in the game. Time token is going to come from a boss called the Timekeeper or Time Warden, I believe, which is only summonable in that space that you purchase through that NFT. I believe you could still find those on OpenSea.
Can you enjoy the game without buying land? Is that
100%?
Okay.
That is another thing I want to emphasize. This game is 100% free, unless you are going to buy those gold passes or silver passes from the beginning. But at the moment, and I believe moving forward, they want this game to be completely free. They want it to come to all consoles. They really want to look for mass adoption.
They're trying to branch out into consoles as well?
Yeah, his goal, that was his thing with Decentraland, is ease of access. So we spoke about Ari Malish earlier, and My apologies if I said his name wrong.
Founder of Decentraland.
Yeah, founder of Decentraland, CEO of Big Time here. And he wants mass adoption. He wants everyone to come to the blockchain gaming and feel that it's inviting and it's safe and secure. You don't have to even create a wallet on their website. You can play this completely free without a wallet. Your NFT drops that you get, I have one on the back of my character there. It's a sword that dropped on the second dungeon that I actually did. I got very lucky.
What's a high priced NFT for this game? Like
High price?
Yeah, like what's kind of like, hey man, you're running through a dungeon and you find a badass NFT that's like really rare. What's the resale on? What's kind of the floor price for this?
So
ultra rare ones.
I haven't looked too much through the list of NFTs, but some of the pricier ones that I've seen are in the range, especially weapons. The coolest looking weapons are sitting at like $800. I think I saw one at $1,100. So there's a lot too. I'll actually show you in a little bit here after this gameplay trailer. That's an NFT drop right there.
Got another blue, bro. Good shit.
Yeah. We were super excited when this one happened because the rarity was a rare. It was a blue one. I'll show you guys what he got later.
So what I'm noticing here, I know it might be obvious, but you're playing with a group of people. Required to play with other people? I know, like you say you play like Battlefield, for example. You're teamed up with 4 people, whether you like it or not.
So it's not required, but you could play solo. But let me tell you,
it's not designed for that.
Yeah, it's not designed for that. This is a dungeon game. You want to think like you're playing World of Warcraft. You want to have a nice team with a healer, a tank. It's just going to make you run through these dungeons a lot quicker. You're going to get through the mobs faster. It's going to be most efficient, especially if you're trying to get NFTs. If you're playing this game for the money, it's a fun game in itself. I enjoy playing it just for the game.
There's an in-game token, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I understand they drop these throughout the in-game tokens, so you can basically farm tokens just playing the game.
So a little bit earlier, when I was in this video, you saw a little purple gem pop up when we killed a couple monsters there. Those are they're called fragments. And once you collect 10 of those fragments, they drop from this monster here most often. But once you collect 10, there's a place to turn them in. Turn them in, it'll consume all 10 of those fragments, but it gives you a chance at an NFT. It's a very, very low chance, but as a free player, you don't even have to do dungeons to get those opportunities. So that's kind of in a sense a easy way if you were trying to look for a way to gain NFTs without a bunch of or a group of players to help you.
I'm just I didn't get a chance to play it. I just kind of saw gameplay. The dungeons, do they those obviously generate at random? Or is there kind of like a certain mapped out dungeon that you knock out, or is everything kind of spawns out more or less randomized every single time?
So everything is I believe it's like procedurally generated. But through most of these dungeons that I played, the layout of the map is at its current stage is pretty much the same. It'll change the foliage and the trees and the landscaping of it, but the paths themselves are essentially kind of the same. I want to show you some of the NFTs. All right, so right here, this is just their marketplace on the website. You can see everything that they have. These gloves right here, $23 if that drops, max supply, and this is just rare. So there's titles, different weapons. The one that you saw on my character's back, I had this battle axe, which was $1 that I got. Now, I got this
where it
sword
says
as well.
Starting price, is that the floor price? And that other people have it listed as well? Is this a marketplace or is it?
Yeah, this is a marketplace. So if we just go ahead and click on this one right here, you can select and buy. When you look right here, these are the listings that people have in.
Oh, okay.
So there's some people that have them higher, but the floor price, the bottom price is that one right there. So in my first few dungeons, I already had 2 $1 NFTs, had those blue drops that you saw in that one clip, which was...
I'm trying to play this game and get a quick $33, my dude.
Yeah, right? Here, let's show you some of the bigger ones. Look at these, $74 if you get this Chrono Barbarian head. If you wanted the full set, you're looking at $150 right there.
We were talking about this when you were going through your playing and you're doing all your recording there on the game footage. I remember you telling me, you're like, hey man, this is the funnest game I've played in Web3.
Yeah.
And so, like, still true after you're all said and done.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's the first one that gives me
Dude
like
plays a lot of video games too, guys.
I do. I play Call of Duty. FPS is probably my best thing. You know, Apex, all that stuff. I consider myself a hardcore gamer, and this has definitely been the funnest one that I've played so far.
Well, I remember playing a lot of Destiny, and it was, you know, basically this open environment. You're collecting, you're gaining experience, you're doing dungeons, you're playing with other people. It kind of has that same vibe. So for me, it's a style of game that I like to play. Kind of has the graphic and feel of the Wind Waker Zelda game, where you have that like computer cartoon look. And I like the free-to-play aspect.
Yeah.
And, you know, that is wildly successful. We see how profitable Fortnite and Call of Duty's Warzone is. Those are both free-to-play as well. You don't need to force people to get into the ecosystem by requiring them to purchase items, but you know, you let them decide, hey, if I would like to invest in this character that I have cosmetically, I can do so at my own free will.
Exactly. Yeah, and then again, if anyone else wants to play this, the best way to gain access, go on YouTube, Twitch, watch the streamers that are playing the game. They're going to be doing Ruby Pass giveaways. Join for free.
So the Ruby Passes, which I didn't get, by the way.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Game is not officially announced as far as a release date, right? Or anything on the horizon? Any buzzwords?
I don't believe so. I believe it's not available for a release date.
It looks like it's getting close to its. It looks pretty playable.
It really is.
I'd imagine it couldn't be too far out, right? It is a ton of fun.
Yeah, I don't imagine. I feel like, you know, they're really working on exposure right now. They're really working on building a community of actual gamers.
Well, I think the most important thing to take away is that if you make a play-to-earn game fun to play, that is probably the key to success in this industry, because farming will only get you so far before you get tired and you move on to somewhere else.
All right, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, but we're going to put the links for Big Time in the bottom of the video there. I'll have their Discord linked as well. Feel free to jump in there if you'd like to play. There's lots of streamers giving away Ruby Passes.
We are big fans of Big Time. If you're big fans of Big Time, you want more up-to-date information, make sure you check in with Sin City Crypto. Anything new leaking with game as far as release dates, or if we get some new, more playable information that is outside of what you already saw, we'll be streaming that as well. So look forward to more content. And if you have any questions,